Live from Julian's basement, it's podcadzo. You give us an hour, and we'll give you the world. The world consisting primarily of YouTube references and Steely Dan trivia.
I just love that podcast.
It's podcadzo.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, sorry. I had to.
I can't see you though.
I'm coming. Yeah. I had to fucking uninstall and reinstall the Antelope launcher because it's been so long that it's just like not working with my computer anymore.
Damn, son.
Sorry, I'm here now. It's just the
like a trebuchet.
It's a trebuchet for
on the bottom of it.
Horned it.
Like it literally launches the antelopes through the sky.
Nice.
They act as satellites and channel the internet to his computer through the horns.
The mainframe.
Just like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and they shoot the cows at him.
Yep. Just like that.
Great callback.
All right, so Julian, welcome back to another week of Podcadzo, the official companion podcast to the well-known indie rock band Cadzo.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, feels good to have you here. Connor and I have been potting for a little bit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We've been
glad that you guys
we've been catching up.
Did you notice that the AI, you know how there's like the AI chapters for the podcast now?
For podcasts, yeah.
Have you seen how it spells Cadzo?
Is it K-A-D-Z-O?
It's like K-A-T-Z-O. It's like Cadzo.
Oh,
Cadzo.
Damn.
But those are...
It's always hit or miss with those.
I still hate AI, but those chapters can be funny sometimes.
They can't be.
Like,
I get a kick out of seeing.
I think I sent you guys the one for the You Talking You2 to Me episode where, like, you could see how late in the podcast they actually start talking about you.
Yeah.
And there's like a chapter that's like, because they're like the AI like doesn't have a sense of humor, so they're earnest, but they come off so funny because like the chapter's like introducing the members of U2.
Yeah. They'll never have an AI at the comedic level of those guys.
No.
The day they do is when we're truly in trouble. That's when the singularity has happened.
It can't be that funny without the human experience.
No, can't be. Well, Connor,
I disagree.
welcome back.
I think AI can be very funny on its own.
But not on purpose.
Oh, no, we can't hear you now. That just seems like an internet thing. Maybe.
It sounds like Julian's an AI shill. Sounds like.
Yeah, you guys should check out
what
Sora
changed? What changed about you? You are a bit of an AI shill. Used to be different.
I think it's cool.
Oh my God.
Cool.
So it's one of the least cool things that's ever been invented. Maybe
you're using Soro.
I watched those cat videos, the fruit videos.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't watch
the
those.
one where it's like a family of fruit and then it like
the
gets
dad
like really
through
dark.
like cheats. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then like leaves the family.
Those are
a lot of farting ones.
There's a deeply unsettling feeling watching those videos.
Yeah, they're pretty uncanny. They're pretty bad.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it a lot. What's up, guys?
Dude, just it's been busy lately. I've been out of town a lot. That's why I couldn't do it last week because I was in New Orleans, and I was down to do a virtual pod last week, but I ended up getting Cake tickets that night. Got to see Cake.
That's sick.
In NOLA.
Was it sick?
It was really sick.
Great? I would love to.
They were great. I don't know what I was expecting from their set, but it definitely was not what I was expecting. Still fantastic. It was just like very laid back, and they kind of like fuck with the crowd a lot. And when they play their big hits, they like either played them faster or slower, like noticeably. And then he really was all over the place with the delivery and phrasing of the lyrics. So it's kind of like, hard to sing along to. But it was cool to hear those interpretations of the songs. And yeah, great show. Is at a cool theater too, really beautiful theater called the Sanger Theater in New Orleans. So
All right.
I prefer
Cool.
pie.
that's not even a band
We should start a band
that you
called
listen
Pie.
to. All capital Pi. Would we do cool kind of quirky ska rock too?
Nah.
Quirky
Nah.
ska
We would
rap
do
rock.
like depressing ass, no trumpet whatsoever music.
You could have a saxophone.
Saxophone would be cool in Pi.
Piccolo.
Julian, what's
Cool.
up with you?
I just worked a 8-day stretch. I'm real tired.
Nice.
I wish I was dead. Life is pointless and meaningless and devoid of joy and laughter. So there we go. What's up with you,
Yeah,
Connor?
well, keep encouraging AI, then you're
That's the
gonna
only
get
thing that's
even
getting
more-
me through right now.
gonna get even more devoid of meaning. Not much up with me. I was just telling Colin I haven't worked in like 2 weeks because I'm on paid suspension from my job right now, and probably not gonna work there anymore. So
What happened?
are we?
Or can we not talk about that?
Well, let's talk after we stop. We'll get into it.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you more about it. I'll tell you more about it afterwards. It's a good thing though. I'm
Good.
feeling very positive about it. I was
Welcome.
Yeah, fuck 'em is a big fuck 'em, and it was one of those where until I was like outside, I didn't realize how miserable I was and how shitty I was getting treated for the last several years. I was like, holy shit, I don't think I was ever gonna leave on my own. But I kind of got pushed out, and I'm like, wow, this is gonna be very good for mental health. The amount of less anxiety I have. I mean, I have a little anxiety right now to like, because I got to find a new job.
Yeah, that just
but-
comes with being
yeah.
in between stages.
I thought I was just like
And
an
awake.
incredibly anxious person, and I have so much less anxiety right now than when I was working.
Well, it's
I didn't
definitely a
real-
good thing then.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a mental drain it was on me. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, Connor
Good.
gave me the rundown before we started. It's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
while we were
cool.
waiting.
Glad for that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just something that I know
we were just
about.
waiting. Got the insights. It's nothing very exciting. Just
You didn't say
My
like
antelope
Whistler.
launcher was working, so I was
Good
able
for
to get
you,
right
bro.
on.
so was
Must
mine.
be nice.
My antelope launched right away.
Oh yeah.
You have all this time because you ain't doing shit.
Mm-hmm. But I was still late because I went on a mountain bike ride. But you were.
So, gentlemen, time to get down to brass tacks. I think
I don't want to.
we
Brass
did
tacks
a U2 Easter Lily episode. Came out a fortnight ago, a week ago, as of the time of this
listened.
recording.
I listened. It was good.
Is it a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
was laughing.
Hell yeah.
I was
So-
laughing at Julian being like, "Why do we need Sanders here?" He's like, "He didn't even like you two until he started listening to us," and I was like, "That's a fair point." I was laughing very.
But I defended you. I said, well, he's really put in the legwork and he's proved his devotion.
That's true.
As of
Imagine how much U2 I'm gonna get in now on my unemployment. You guys, I'm gonna be more U2 heads than you guys.
Has it ramped up in the last 2 weeks?
No, not really. But I
Do you listen to music when you ride?
Yes, I do. But I listen
U2 is
to
good
I try
music to listen to.
I know.
when you
I
ride.
should. Today I was listening to my hip hop mix on Spotify. But yeah, next time I ride, I'll spit some U2. But I listen to Easter Lily a lot of times, so don't worry about that.
Heck yeah. The first time I ever listened to Damn by Kendrick Lamar, I was on a mountain bike
Mhm.
ride. And it was the most memorable mountain biking while listening to music experience I've ever had. Anytime a
Sometimes it
Damn
winds
song
up.
comes on, I'd think about that ride. I'm like, that was
Dude,
peak.
I remember when Damn came out. My my senior year of college, we lived in this basement apartment. I was playing Nazi zombies. I had my old like PS3 with the Call of Duty World at War with the original Nocturne and Toten zombies.
Yeah.
Which is still the best one. I do not like
it
all
really
the complicated
is.
zombies. I like the one where it's just like 2 rooms,
I don't either.
mystery box. I don't like we got to get on trains and shit. That's when it lost me.
Get in the corner and just mow them down.
Yep. So we would play a lot of old school zombies. And I remember playing zombies when Damn came on and when DNA dropped for the first time, like literally standing up and like jumping up and down while playing zombies. Just like, holy fucking shit.
Julian, where were you the first time you listened to Damn?
Yeah.
I was driving home from work, and I was like, damn, I don't really like this that much. But it grew on me a lot. I love it now. I just didn't like it as much as T-Pab at the time. But now I like it more than T-Pab.
I kind of went the opposite way, where I was not a big T-Pab guy when it came out. I don't think my tastes were sophisticated enough to understand T-Pab, and I thought it was going to be like bangery Kendrick stuff, and I didn't listen that much when it first came out. And then Damn went back to banger Kendrick, and then now I'm like, I don't know, T-Pab's pretty fucking good. I don't know, they're all great.
Like what got me into like modern rap, if you will. Before that, I was mostly like 90s, early 2000s rap. So I had like an affinity for it. I really thought it was like an extra special experience. And then Damn came out, and I was like, damn, this is kind of just like back to being like regular rap. But I don't think that anymore. That's just how I felt at the time because I was ignorant, not educated.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am educated.
It's good you're willing to
ignorant.
admit that. We can grow from there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I do think T-Pab is still amazing. It's just like, yeah, it's not as fun to listen to necessarily. Like you have to really like put in the work to get through it, which is not a bad thing. It's just like these days when I listen to rap, I want to listen to shit that like gets me going. So
that's kind of where I've been. Oh, you guys had, Julian, you had an idea that about the doing your top 10 or your top albums of the 2010s.
Yeah, do you want to hop on that one too?
Dude, I would love to throw my hat in the ring on that one because you really.
Colin never wants to do any of my ideas, so. But
dude,
now that
when did I say I
you
don't want to do that?
You don't have to say these things.
You weren't enthusiastic. You
exactly.
Were like, yeah, you were like, maybe we'll do that, maybe fucking, and then in your head you were like, yeah, right. We're never doing that shit.
I did feel that way actually. Yeah.
But you really got my.
Well, because Julian throws out these ideas, and I'm like, great, let's do it.
And then we don't do it.
And never. Well, yeah, because you have to like someone has to initiate it.
Thought about.
It's hard enough to get a pod together in general.
I thought about texting you guys right then and being like, should we do that? But I think it was last night, so I was like, I'm not gonna make everybody put that together.
I think I already have most of a list ready to go. I'd have to.
I thought I did, and then I started.
I could crank one out.
I started thinking I would like to put thought into it because the more I started thinking, I thought about it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh my god. And then I started looking at like the records on my wall. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about like Modern Vampires, which is like probably my number one. So if I did it off the rip, there would be some glaring omissions. But what made me think of that is I think it would be very rap heavy because I was listening to a lot of rap in like 2015, 2016. I had my finger on the pulse, like not early, but when trap was first going kind of mainstream and it was still like new and cool and good.
Yeah.
I was listening to fucking everything that came out.
Mine would be just a ton of indie rock, and it maybe almost definitely be all before the year 2016. I was like, I got so checked out, which I regret a lot now, looking back at the late 2010s. But I was very checked out like 2016, 2017, and just thought like culture kind of came to a grinding halt and wasn't willing to acknowledge the greatness
of
anything coming out at that time.
2017 was like the year of all the Giz records that were so good and like all that stuff. I feel like 2017 was a great year for music.
There was music that came out that I liked. I just didn't give it the same weight that I understand stuff in the early 2010s.
Yeah, that's probably just because it was like we were a bit older and shit wasn't like as it's hard to hear stuff for the first time the older you get, but
Mm.
It really
You just
is.
have,
I
like,
felt
less-
like I
You
just
start getting a
like
job, you have like less time to just sit around and listen to music.
that's
all
a big
day.
part of it. Yeah, the way that you like hear music is different because it's usually like in the background to something else that you're doing, or like I mean, even just the way music got released changed a lot around that time too. Like
Yeah.
streaming fucked a lot of stuff up. Obviously, social media was like becoming pretty prevalent around that time. It wasn't as big as it is today, but still, a lot of things like changed the way we like digested music.
that's
Yeah.
when I stopped playing music in a band too. Was like 2016. So I wonder if that has anything to do
Yeah.
with it. I think I like checked out in that way too, where I was like, I'm no longer like super
Interested in music.
in the zeitgeist. I'm an adult now. It's time to focus on, CNN.
Yeah. And lately for me, I know I've said this a million times on the pod, but like the last few years for me have been so much heavier on just going back into old stuff that I haven't heard. So I'm still adding a lot of new stuff for me, but like, all the U2, all the REM, like I find myself probably just like an ADHD thing too, of like getting hyperfixated, but I really like just finding a band that I know has like 10 good albums and diving in and then having like weeks of shit to listen to that I won't get tired of. And so, but yeah, I'm happy because I feel like I've had a lot of blind spots and it's impossible not to, but feel like I have less now. I'm glad that U2 and REM are in my life.
Connor, I feel like I've kind of been operating off your MO this year. I've been a real song boy. I've been getting fixated on individual songs and just listening to those songs. I know you do that. And I'm usually a like band album guy. But
you could be
I've
both.
Just been like
you
every day. I know I want to be, but the pendulum has swung over to songs as of late.
There's definitely a lot of shit out there where there's like really good songs, and you go listen to the album, and you're like, well, really nothing else worth getting into off this album. But that doesn't mean the song doesn't rip. So
I think I talked about the. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like the typical grandpa thing we always say, like there's just less of a importance for making a full cohesive album now. Like having a few good songs is like really all you need.
Yeah, true. I feel like that happens a lot lately where I'm like, oh, this song is sick, and then the album comes out and you're like, either somebody rushed this album out because they had to, or this band just didn't have that many ideas. But it's just like I was been disappointed on the listen through. But I got a couple. Go ahead.
I talked about the 10,000 Gex record on the last podcast, I think.
That album rips.
But it's so good. But that song Doritos and Fritos, remember that one?
Yes. Yeah.
That's been my song for the last like 2 weeks. I probably listened to that song like 50 to 60 times.
I respect it. I like Me on that. Dumbest Girl Alive. Funny story about Dumbest Girl Alive is my buddy. I don't think he'll care because he doesn't work for them anymore. But he was the like marketing director for X Games for like a small stretch. They hired him. And we're like, we're gonna like put a bunch of money into our marketing and like try to do like a Red Bull thing. We're doing this whole thing. And so they hired him as the head of marketing. And then like 3 months later, they were like, never mind, actually, we're not doing that. They fired all their marketing people. But he was making one commercial and he was trying to get me to help him on it because he was trying to do a commercial for X Games with Dumbest Girl Alive in it. With like, and not even any of the lyrics, just the intro. Like with the riff, and he sent me the commercial, and it was like it worked so perfect with it, but they wouldn't let him do it just because of the name of the song. It was Dumbest Girl Alive.
Wow.
They wouldn't let him.
It's too edgy for the X Games.
Yeah, which is like,
that's weak.
so counterintuitive to X Games' MO, but yeah. So that song always reminds me of that, but that album is a ripper.
It's very good. Very good album. Speaking of albums, Julian, can you remind me what you call the shorter version of one?
I believe it's going to be an EP, otherwise known
EP.
as an extended play.
How come
Or
they
I guess
call it
it's
an
short for
extended
extended play because it's
How
more
come
than
they
a
call it-
single.
But it's not. It's shorter than an album.
I know. I
Yeah.
was because LP long play. Extended sounds longer than long. It's extended.
Sounds like the
No,
deluxe
long
edition.
sounds pretty long. Long is like it's long without trying. Extended is like it had to try to get long.
They literally use that in movies. Extended edition.
Yeah, extended cut.
Yeah.
The Snyder cut.
Well,
They
maybe
used
it
the
would hit
Snyder
harder if
The
they
Snyder
called it
cut.
the long version.
What if we came out with the first Snyder play and it was a triple album? SP.
Nobody's
I
ever
don't
done
wanna.
that before.
That's too many songs.
Yeah, it'll take us months to do something like that.
Way too long, too hard, too much effort. I don't wanna. Let's just
Okay, but
have
you guys-
AI do it.
If you guys come out with a triple album, I'm not listening to it. You know. You know.
Connor, what if we broke it up as 6 EPs?
Then you might have my attention.
right.
But you know my thoughts
Yeah.
on albums that are longer than 40 or 50 minutes. I'd start to lose interest.
I definitely do. This
That
the
happened to
second
me.
album.
Is it gonna be long?
No, it's right in the Connor range.
I
It's in
love
the
it.
sweet spot.
That's perfect. It's like, how about some editing here?
we heavily edited.
I mean, if you're like George Harrison and you have 100 songs because your band didn't want to make your songs for the last 10 years and you put out a triple album, that's a little different. But most people aren't in that case. That just happened to me because we were talking about Time Crisis and they were talking about Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And I was like, I should go listen to Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I listened to like the first few songs and I was like, how long is this album? It's like an hour and 20 minutes long. I was like,
Yeah, it is very long. Yeah.
off. Definitely not. I was like finally ready to give Red Hot Chili Peppers more of a chance, and I was like, "Oh, hour 20. I'm not." Especially
Nah,
with a
they're
band
bad. It's
I
not
already have-
worth your time.
a
they're
band that I
bad.
already have my problems.
Except
with.
I'm with
not
you.
listening to an hour 20-minute. Yeah,
I'm
should
with
listen to
you,
that. I'm with
and
you.
like part of Dark Necessities, like I can get behind like that. That's basically it, though.
Ethiopia is the other song that's been dominating my life.
Ethiopia is such a good track. It's like, holy
When
shit,
I was-
how did they know how to do this the whole time? And they just never did.
When I was flying back from
I peeped that
New
track.
Orleans, I listened to Ethiopia on repeat for 2 hours and fell asleep to it.
Whoa,
It's such a
I
good
don't
song.
get that crazy with songs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how
It was a
I am
cat.
with songs. If I like a song, I will beat it into the fucking ground until I like never want to hear it again.
I will too, but I try to not. I try to at least chew on it a little and savor it. So like I'll try
I
to
have
make
no
myself
willpower.
go listen to it like a few times a day, but yeah, it still absolutely happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's nice that way too, because it's always like a rotating door of like new stuff. It's never like you're listening to the same 10 songs. At least I'm not, but I mean there are always like a couple songs that just like permanently stay in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. That's why I have my playlist of greatest songs ever recorded. My never-ending project. That like, I think I'm like 500 songs deep on it right now.
Is that a
know-
public playlist?
I could share it with you. I don't know if I have, but it's pretty good. It's all over the place.
I would
The goal is-
love to take a look at this.
It would be a lot longer. I wish I would have thought to start it sooner because I used to just make one every year, which is just like every song that I got kind of semi-obsessed with that year, I would put on playlist. And now I'm just doing a constant one and trying to be like it's 31 hours long. I'll send it to the group chat.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've gotten, and it's a good shuffler, but there's no like genre limits or anything to it. So it's not always like a mood setter because you're gonna go from Vampire Weekend to Nails, and
That's kind of what my like
That's a good
monthly
mood for
playlists are like.
For me.
there it is. All right, I sent it to you guys. So peep it.
I'll
see
make
what you
like
think.
a playlist for every month of the year, and it's usually just like the stuff that is in the mix, and they're always like wildly all over the place, which is fun to go back and like see for documentary purposes. Like, oh, this is a song that I used to like love that I kind of totally forgot about.
Yeah,
This is great already. A definitive list of the best songs in recorded history. Great name. First song, Diplomat's Son. Second song, I Think I'm in Love by Spiritualized.
Yeah, that's what I was listening to.
Fantastic.
Spiritualized at that point. Spiritualized does rule.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's all over
Death
the
Grips.
place. Death Grips is on there. There's a little bit of everything. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you've heard. And there's almost scientifically has to be a good chunk of stuff you haven't heard on there. And that's what I put on whenever I just don't know what to listen to, I'll just shuffle that until I get into a mood.
That's awesome. I'm excited to dive into this.
Yeah,
Well,
busy for a while.
Has any Easter Lily songs made their way onto that playlist?
I don't think I've updated it in a minute. This is actually a good reminder to go. Sometimes I'll like forget to update it for a few weeks and then go put all the shit on it. So I don't think I have yet, but there would definitely be like almost all of that EP on here, I'm sure. Because
all of it. Wow. Okay.
Maybe almost all of it. Probably at least 4 songs, I would say. We'll make the cut for that. Because yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Did I give you I give you some quick thoughts in the group chat on Easter Lily, but if you want,
so
guys...
in last week's episode, we specifically kept some things brief, anticipating having a deeper conversation with you. So let's get into it.
Okay.
You know our takes. So let's get into what you think.
Pretty on the same board. The thing.
And real quick, tilt your phone upward a little bit. It's cutting off your face. There you go.
Trying to make it not fall. Like put like a little shim here. That should keep it. Yeah, it's for me. Yeah, the best thing U2's put out in quite a while, I would say. Really, I think you guys touched on it, and I think Scott and Scott touched on it too, where like you get in. I'll get in every time I re-listen to it. I'll get to like the second song, which is In a Life the second song?
Uh-huh.
I don't have my 2 phones, so I can't. Yeah, so I get to like
Hell Song
In a
and then
Life.
In a Life.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, this In a Life is really good. Like, this might be my favorite song on the EP. And then every time, by the time I get to the end of it, I'm like, yeah, In a Life is probably my 4th or 5th favorite song on the EP.
Yeah.
But that's just a great sign of a good album. Like, there's no misses on it. Yeah, Song for Hell is probably my least favorite just because it's a little undercooked, but it's still really good. Like there's not a skip on that for me. Every time I listen to it, I go straight through. I thought that you guys were a little soft on Coexist. Was my main argument with you guys was Coexist is probably my second favorite song on there.
Okay.
I was very much happy with the Eno action on there. I just thought it was really cool, that whole song. I don't know, do you guys ever listen to any of the solo Eno stuff?
I've listened to some of the ambient works.
I've
listened a lot to those. I like putting those on, but I haven't gone too deep on it,
What's his album? What, New Green World? Green New World?
I don't know exactly.
Fuck, it's from. Let me look it up real quick. I got really into that album and really into Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy, which are kind of pre-ambient Eno, but hold on, let me find the name of this album.
Another Green World?
Another Green World, yes. Listen to that album. There's a song on there.
I think I have. I know the album art at least.
The song The Big Ship is kind of an ambient Eno song. That is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
It's just like a slow build synth track, but that and Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy are the ones I've gotten into from Eno. But I really liked his contributions to that song and what he was doing with Bono, with the kind of Bon Iver voice changer deal. I have a lot of time for that song. That was probably my second favorite. Scars would probably go as third favorite. Favorite is, sorry, I'm figuring this out with my phone as we go. Scars is sick. They made an interesting point on the Scott and Scott pod where they're like, it kind of just like every time they turn up Adam Clayton's bass, it sounds more post-punky because
it's very Joy Division.
Yes,
that bass riff on that song. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I love that. So I don't know. Yeah, I was front to back. Like I was there. I was definitely warmed up to Days of Ash more after I was on this podcast, which I think I didn't want to go too hard on it because I had a feeling that would happen. But Easter Lily was like from the first spin. I was like, oh shit, this is.
It's definitely the superior EP. Yeah.
The boys came to play. Yeah, it's a. And then what's the one that sounds? Is In a Life the one that's very City of Blinding Lightsy? There is one that sounds. Yeah. That's the only reason I could kind of take or leave that. Like,
well, Resurrection song is also actually kind of City of Blinding Lightsy.
There's one that starts, the chords are like down, and it's like, for me, it really makes me think of. I think it's In a Life.
That's In a Life.
Opening,
sure.
Yeah, the opening guitar chords are very City of Blinding Lights is one of my favorite U2 songs. So I'm not mad about it, but it's a little bit kind of derivative of their older stuff.
The whole like drum groove, like running thing is like exactly what Larry does on City of Blinding Lights. I feel like that's like the biggest giveaway for me is like rhythmically, it's like the same exact thing.
They kind of seem to, like on this album, they're doing a good job for the most part of like getting back to the old U2 without sounding too much like it. And it does seem like when they try to get to that more triumphant, anthemic build of a song, maybe they just kind of nailed it with City of Blinding Lights and they just seem to kind of always end up back there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we made another great song. It's like we kind of made that song. But
does it kind of sound like City of Blinding Lights though?
A little bit, but not enough to ruin it.
The thing with City of Blinding Lights is it's already such a like pinnacle of something they had been working on for such a long time. You know, like it wasn't like a one-off. It was like something they had been chasing for a while, and then they just like got it perfect with that song in a lot of ways.
That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like it's something that they were working towards, and they hit it, and it was like the apex of that type of song. And now, because the same thing happened on Days of Ash. I can't remember the song, but there's one on Days of Ash that gives me the same vibe too. And I think it's just.
It also has lives in the title, I think, doesn't it?
I definitely just didn't. I didn't listen to that one as much as.
Is it the White Lives Matter track?
That's White Lives Matter.
Yes, where they go, because white lives matter too, maybe even more. Yeah. But no, Julian, sorry not to cut you off, but they were, it seems like they just, they nailed it with that, and it was something they've been building up to for 20 years.
One life at a time.
One life at a time, yes. And now, whenever they try for that vibe, it's just like, well, you guys, it was already perfect. So it's probably hard for them not to just go back to that feeling again.
It's so like, it's such an like integral part of their sound in a lot of ways, like just the structure of it and the way that it like runs and feels is like it's just like that U2 sound. It's really hard. I think it's really hard, especially when Edge is like taking the lead, for it to not just like kind of revert back to being like that old school U2 kind of sound.
It's kind of that type of song where like somebody who doesn't know U2 is probably the type of song they think of when they think of U2.
Totally.
And the type of song they might not like. And like it's that type of song is so much more enjoyable when you have the context of all of U2's other shit. And like How to Dismantle, I like that album so much more in general after listening to all the stuff before it. Because just finding out how they got there, it sounds almost like kind of a adult contemporary rock album without the context, but once you know what they took to get there and like all the foundation that was laid, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just,
I mean,
you pick up on the work that went into it.
It's kind of crazy. Like most artists, bands, whatever, they'll spend like the amount of time that U2 has spent, like 40 years or whatever, like honing in on one specific thing. Like think about like Rush. Like Rush spent like 40 years basically trying to do like the prog metal thing. And yeah, there's like obviously they explore that within that genre, but like U2 in 40 years, they went to like 100 different places. Like they just completely abandoned certain types of like songwriting and went for other ones and then like completely shifted those. And now they're at the point where I think they've just like found a good way to meld like all of those influences together, which takes like maturity and hindsight. But it's like almost in the past they were so singularly focused on one thing that it was like, yeah, it could get old and derivative. But like now it's like there's like an almost an anything goes kind of mentality where it's like, oh, we want to do this like ballady, like uplifting, super major, like punk rock type song, but also we want to add like a bunch of synth and like vocoder and like vocal harmonies, and like it's just they're kind of just letting anything go, which is really cool to see.
What do you think the first album is where they took like a huge departure from what they were doing before?
I mean,
in my opinion, it's like the 90s.
I was going to say Unforgettable Fire is the one where I feel like you really start to feel what I thought U2 was coming through on it, where you've got the Eno, there's just a lot more going on. Like I love War, I love the old post-punky stuff, but once you get to Unforgettable Fire, there's just several more layers, and obviously they totally nailed that on Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
But like I would say that
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. I mean, but they've had a few. That's kind of been that's kind of why they're still an interesting band.
Well, I guess they kind of go in these like 2 or 3 album blocks. There's the post-punky stuff, and then like you said, I think that's a great call that Unforgettable Fire was the first major departure from that, where they were like going more towards the like pop anthems mixed with the post-punk rock, which was definitely perfected on Joshua Tree. And then
also
the next
just
departure
like American influence.
The Americana, yes.
Americana.
Well, they talk about it on You Talking U2 to Me, where they talk about the waves they have, and they make a good point where they always seem, just because they do have that ego, especially early on, or well, not, but like once they get to like late 80s, mid 90s, when they do become the biggest band in the world, where they go like one album too far every time. Like Joshua Tree was perfect, and then Rattle and Hum, everybody started to hate them because they went way too deep. And then they reinvented with Achtung Baby, and it was like, okay. And then they had Zeropa, and it was like, okay. And then Pop came along, and they did the whole Pop Mark tour thing.
Okay, but like, if I can, I want to interrupt for 1 sec, because I was going to mention this earlier, and then I didn't, but like, I've been listening to a lot of pop lately, and not only is it a great album that I think is seriously misunderstood, but also like if you listen to Zooropa and then you listen to Pop, like they're pretty different. Like I think there was even arguably a pretty severe departure between like Zooropa and then Pop. Like Pop is kind of a one-off in its own little world.
It wasn't the music on Pop as much as what was
like
going on
themes
outside of it, where they had like their like Kmart thing where they like debuted it at a Kmart and were trying to be ironic, and then
which is why I think like the album kind of gets lost in translation a little bit, because people were definitely sick of all that, but like the music itself with some time and separation, it's like, this is like a completely different headspace than anything on Zooropa.
Pop is definitely the one that I need to listen to more as well, I will say. But
Julian got me into Pop last year, and I'd always slept on Pop. It's a great album.
And then all That We Can't Leave Behind, which still might be my favorite U2 album, is I would say the start. I would say that wave is kind of still going, where that's like their modern U2 kind of wave.
Well, I want
more of just a rock band. But
to get super bookmarky with it too, like, or not even bookmarky, but just like chapters within like the last phase of their career, there was like what I kind of have been calling like the autobiographical time, where like all the songs were like about their past and like about experiences and stuff. It kind of shifted away from like being socially themed or like politically themed and focused a lot more on like just them as a band and Bono as a person and whatever. And then now it's kind of like reverting back to obviously being more like influenced by what's happening in the world, which I think in some ways is like what makes it feel so refreshing. Because like, yeah, do the one album about when you were kids, do two, that's fine. But then like a third album that's like purely looking back and like redoing shit they've already done. And then the book and the documentary, which I know are like separate from U2 technically, but it just became this thing of like, come on, like do something that feels current. And now this feels really current again. So I think that's a big part of it for me, like feeling exciting.
They lost the plot there, and everything was just that's a great call where there was a stretch where just everything was just about U2. It's like what this album about. It's like it's an album about being a U2 album. And yeah, you listen to War, and War is so political. And obviously
that's a huge part of what put U2 on the map.
Yeah. And the people of Ireland are very, very close in touch and supportive of Palestine, because they're going through the same thing and still kind of are, not as violently, but they're still being colonized. And so for him to kind of get back into touch with that is super refreshing, and it makes it a lot easier to like Bono when he's not just writing songs about Bono.
I mean,
and
yeah, even like
I love songs of surrender, songs of innocence.
Songs of Innocence is the first one.
Yes, I love that album. I do. But it's
because it's the first one.
Yes, exactly. And then they basically just remade it, kept remaking that album or doing the same ideas. And I kind of thought they were. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I didn't think they were ever going to get to this level again.
No, I thought they were done. I thought they were cooked.
They're old.
And I mean, it's like one of those things where like you're okay with it because they're old, but it's also disappointing because they're not going to stop trying. You know that those bands where they reach their point where they should just call it, they never actually stop trying. And then they wind up kind of throwing their legacy in the trash because it's like all you remember is the bad shit. And especially it felt for a long time. Well, it felt like a long time like that's what U2 did, because it was like ever since Songs of Experience or Songs of Innocence got dropped on everyone's fucking iPhones, everyone's kind of had a sour taste where it's like, oh, they're just that old band that no one actually cares about. But now it's like they're proving that they have relevance and that they still have like power. And I mean, as a U2 fan, that's exciting. As someone who doesn't really give a shit, I still think it's worth noting, and it's inspiring that a band that is this old can recapture like some kind of brilliance and light in some way that's like very uniquely theirs. Like no one else could make stuff that sounds like this. And like, I don't know, like I make this comparison because they're like my two childhood bands, but like Radiohead, Tom York, The Smile, all that shit, it's all good and stuff, but like even that is like pretty singular and in its universe. Like it doesn't have power really, and Tom York's kind of being like a little bitch about the Israel-Palestine thing, and like it's nice to just have someone who's like singular in their
trying to
opinions.
Book concerts in Tel Aviv to anything else.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like, well, now you just kind of seem like an old dinosaur. But Bono,
I
don't really view him as an old dinosaur through all this.
He's a man of the people.
He's very
and
current
he feels
and
truly inspired.
Modern. Yeah, it feels very inspired.
It is, because like getting into U2 and like starting with War and listening to War, and like I mean, I think the first time I heard Sunday Bloody Sunday, I mean, I'd heard it a million times growing up, and then first time I actually listened to War all the way through, and like Sunday Bloody Sunday like was such an awakening for me. I think I probably teared up listening to that song. I've definitely teared up watching their Red Rocks live performance of it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's just like, but as awesome as it was, I was just like, man, where is this Bono like today? Like, it's kind of sad that like that he's a little less, seems so out of touch, and then they come with something like this that's like so much. I mean, Days of Ash was obviously a lot more like current day political, but this You almost needed that just to be like, okay, U2 still like is a little bit grounded. They're still
Yeah, it
paying
was like a
attention to what's
reminder.
going on in the world. Yeah. And it
Definitely.
makes the hopeful kind of message on this album that's a little less specific hit a lot harder when because people can spout a bunch of generic bullshit about being hopeful, but when you're like, okay, well, what are your actual thoughts on like this? Like, are you like one of those non-political people who just is like, oh, well, everything's gonna
Yeah.
work out? It always
Well,
does.
yeah, there's
And
no
like,
both
well,
sidesing it.
yeah, they're like, no, this is where we stand. They're like fucking free Palestine, and it makes the message ring a lot less hollow when you know kind of where they stand on stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
sure.
and also just that, they actually, well, it's not like they would ever be afraid of backlash. That obviously has never really been a real concern for a while for them, but like the fact that they don't care about like the level of backlash or whatever from it, and the fact that it didn't really seem to create any backlash. Everyone was just kind of like, oh, it's U2 like doing their thing again. Like no one was super upset by it, which is cool because when you have that many eyes on you and you just kind of disregard the fear of what if these people like don't like what I'm saying, then it makes everything like feel a lot more real and a lot more powerful.
Yeah, they're using their powers for good, which is good to see. But yeah, moral of the story is like it's been a pleasant surprise, I would say, these two EPs, and just like, yeah, now I'm fucking fired up for this album. Hopefully it doesn't suck. I don't think it's gonna suck, but
I think I'm gonna be happy with it no matter what. Julian made a good point last time, like that they had said that it's gonna be like a good time party album, and the fact that they're like quote unquote throwing away songs of this caliber on EPs potentially doesn't bode well for the album.
I heard you say that, and
it may be disappointing, but I don't know.
I'm being cautious. I'm being cautiously optimistic, just because it just, yeah, with what we've seen U2 do in the past, it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to just be like, we put all these great songs in these EPs, and now our album sucks because they just don't understand what people want.
The album could suck. I'd be fine with that. I got like more than I really expected with these two EPs.
They don't even come out with an album, I won't even be mad.
Like I listened to, I think we all listen to Easter Lily still a fair bit. Like it's in the roto for all of us still. It's not like,
oh, absolutely.
Oh, I listened to this a couple times. It was good. It's like, yeah, we're all still actively listening to it, and that says a lot because, again, it just reminds me of the good old days, like listening to How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb like on repeat and not getting sick of it. Really, it's just nice that that's like not, and it's not really cringe. Like enough time has passed also to where people are just kind of like, oh, U2, like that old band. Like no one really is that inflamed by them anymore. So it's kind of easy to be like, yeah, I'm listening to this U2, and then people are like, oh, is it cool? And it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. And even if you're not like super religious, the themes are still like pretty universal. Like you can connect to, it's all just like stuff about like the human struggle basically, like, and finding outlets to cope with it and like using whatever version of faith it is you have to like stay grounded. So I think it's like pretty universal.
I agree. And like even the title Easter Lily, your first thought is Easter. Okay, Bono maybe he's on some Christian shit here. But Easter Lily is the flower of independence for Ireland. So it's more of an Irish symbol than obviously there's religious connotation to a lot of the songs on Easter Lily, but you don't even necessarily have to interpret it that way.
I barely even like processed the Easter part of the name, to be honest. I just was like, oh, Easter Lily, like it came out around Easter, so that must be why it's called that. Like I didn't really think too deeply about it. It's like you can listen to almost any U2 song and find like a moment where it's about like God or the Bible or something for a split second. Like, it's not really like a far reach to think that Bono would like talk about God.
Well, that's what Scott Ackerman would always say is like he had like strict religious parents, and the only like one of the reasons he got so into U2 at a young age is because they would never let him listen to any rock music, but because U2 had this like kind of Christian thing about him, that's why he was allowed to listen to him. But they're
Greatest
really,
Christian rock band of all time.
Yep, they really are. But they're just goes to show there's a way to do it without being fucking lame about it.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of
definitely.
rap. There's a rap, like I love rap. There's a ton of rap and rappers that are really religious and talk about like Kanye, even before he went crazy, his older stuff, he talked a lot about religion, and like it never bugged me. Like if the music's good, I don't care. It's just like the preachy shit that's like, all right, you've just made this to be Christian, but you're thinking about the Christian part more than the music part. That's when it's like, okay,
yeah.
this sucks.
I mean, if you can make a song that like comes at religion in a interesting new way, I like that could be some of the best music of all time. Like, what's more important or, you know, discussed than religion? And if like you can have a take on that doesn't feel preachy or like played out, I think it's amazing. And Bono is certainly capable of that.
Yep, absolutely. The one thing I was real quick on Easter Lily was when you were talking about sequencing it, I would almost put my one sequencing thought I had was doing In a Life first, because it kind of gives me a beautiful day vibe, and All That We Can't Leave Behind opening with Beautiful Day I still think is like so perfect. And so that was the one thought I had on a re.
I like that. Would you just swap Song for Hal, and that would Song for Hal be second?
Probably, because you don't want to like put it at the end with Coexist. I think they kind of would flame out if you did that. I really like Easter Parade going into Coexist.
For sure.
The middle sandwichy part. Yeah, maybe you put it third. I don't know. But it's harder with an EP when there's less songs because there's many options.
I've been thinking about how I would sequence the album if they were just to mash up Days of Ash and Easter Lily. Make an album.
I'd have to listen to Days of Ash more. I've listened to Days of Lily way more. Like I said, Days of Ash grew on me and I do enjoy it, but once Easter Lily, I don't think I've listened to it once since Easter Lily came out.
Yeah. I've been going back and specifically listening to American Obituary into Tears of Things, just those two songs, and then I've been cutting off the EP.
What did you do? Anyway, what were you saying? Before I cut you off, you said speaking of something, and then I interrupted.
I was gonna make a segue from religion to Father John Misty.
Oh yeah.
Because I actually did listen to Fear Fun today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just once?
Just once.
What were
my thoughts were all over the place. When yeah. Seriously, from song to song. Because I was really trying to be fair and give it an honest listen. What's the first song? Fun in Babylon? Fun Times in Babylon?
Yeah, let me bring up the track list here. You might not be able to see me.
When Fun Times in Babylon came on, I was like, I don't know if I can do a full album. Like, this is already off to a bad start.
The ones that I... All right, keep going. Yeah, Fun Times in Babylon, yep.
The hater in me was like, of course, there's a Father John Misty album that starts with a song called Fun Times in Babylon. It's like, I wonder how that song starts. Is it him just singing Fun Times in Babylon in the most Father John Misty ass way? It's exactly how it starts. Starts with him singing Fun Times in Babylon. Nancy From Now On into Hollywood Forever Cemetery Sings. Those two songs, I was like, all right, I'm back in on this. I like these songs.
Those are also two of his more popular songs, so you might have recognized those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I recognize a lot because I definitely had knew this album back in 2012 when it came out. Definitely I don't know if I listened to the whole thing then, but I knew a lot of the songs. Yeah, for sure. then into I'm writing a novel, it's like I'm fully out again.
You don't like I'm writing a novel?
I don't like I'm writing a novel.
Oh my
it's
God,
so
dude.
pretentious.
Oh, that song's so good.
And I don't know, something about it I just find him insufferable in that one.
Oh wow, that's the one. That was like the one that got me started.
Really,
to
I'm
listen to that
writing a
album again,
novel.
That song came up on like a mix, and I was like, I had that song on repeat, and then I started listening to that album, and then I started listening to the next album. Because real quick, here's where because I totally understand your guys' view on Father John Misty, and I was in the same boat as you, at least half in that boat. Like when he first came out, I had no interest. I think I Love You, Honey Bear, the one after Fear Fun, got like a super high Pitchfork score and everybody loved it. And I never could get into that. And then Pure Comedy came out in 2016. That was the first album I was like, okay, I kind of see the vision, but I never really loved him. And then when I first moved out here, like 3 years ago, I saw him at the Santa Barbara Bowl, and seeing him live and like hearing him talk. He talks a lot in between sets. I kind of, something happened where I was like, I feel like I get this guy's sense of humor a little bit more. But then still,
I just don't. I don't have that context, which I do think would help. I just have, because I never really listened to like Father John Misty interviews or like ever sought out anything other than the music. So I have a very
Here's all the
singular
context
view of
you
him.
need. Is he's a fucking douchebag.
He is. I do think he's a douchebag, and I also think that he would.
You think he's a douchebag? He makes it known to the world. He even leans into it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a douchebag."
He does lean into it, but he is. And like, I'm not saying this. I don't know. Something happened, because that was even, I saw him like 3 years ago, and I still never like dove into him. And then it was like a couple months ago when I was texting you guys, is that I'm writing a novel song popped up for me. Like, I was like, I fucking love this song. Then I started listening to the album, and like something clicked where like all the shit, not all of it, there's still some really pretentious stuff on there, but most of the stuff that I used to find incredibly douchey and pretentious, I now find I read it as him being extremely sarcastic and just being funny. And I find him to be just really, really funny now. Like the lyrics that I used to think were pretentious make me laugh more than they used to.
If I'm gonna laugh at some shit, I'm gonna listen to like a comedian or some fucking shit. I'm not gonna listen to some indie ass fucking sad boy fucking.
Listen to Bloodhound
the world
Gang
against me. Like God,
I really don't think his vibe is the world against him. I think he's just fucking being super sarcastic about everything he observes, and I don't know. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to sell you guys or really convert you guys on it. But those first two albums I got back into. I Love You, Honey Bear, I might like more than Pure Fun now. But it's a really hard guy to try to convince people to get people out of their ideas of him being pretentious, because he is pretentious and he is a douchebag. But something clicked for me on him where I jumped the fence on Father John Misty, and that happened to me very recently. So that's why I said, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to a lot of Father. Like I would say I hadn't been a hater since I saw him live, but now I'm like, you know what? I really like these.
It's probably all the microplastics softening our brains up.
It could be. But
I like a bunch of shit that I shouldn't like.
My favorite on Fear Fun is Misty's Nightmares 1 and 2. That's the one I love the most. But that was that. So it was a very long journey for me to accept that I liked Father John Misty, but now I've had those first two, and Pure Comedy is really good too. And heavy roto.
So Pure Comedy is the first one I really got locked into when it came out. I remember Total Entertainment Forever was just getting spun a lot on Sirius XM, which I was listening to a lot. And after a while, I was just like, fuck this song. These are lyrics I would have written 3 years ago, the first time I smoked weed, and I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
That album is the last album I would try to convert somebody with.
Because it's very Father John Misty.
The title track on that, Pure Comedy, is every annoying thing about him. And
Yeah, I actually like that
is,
song more than other ones though.
Me
Pure
too,
Comedy is
but
okay. Yeah.
I think he's just like, he is pretentious, but like I respect that he's like, you know what, these people think I'm a douchebag and they hate everything I say and they don't want to think about it any deeper, and that's fine with me. I'm just gonna go deeper into this, what I'm doing, and I don't care. But yeah, I don't really know I can't explain how it happened, but it just, I'm surprised you don't like, I'm writing a novel. I feel like he's so clearly just joking that whole time.
Maybe I gotta listen again, and it could have just been the or 3 songs up to that. I was like already trying hard to like stay level-headed, and it just, maybe if I just heard it as a song, I'd be more gracious. But yeah, listening, I'm just like, man.
I'm not forcing you guys. I always keep you guys up to date with my listenings, and
no, I liked it. I liked going back.
But I was like, you know what? Father John Misty's clicking for me. Maybe it'll click for you guys this time, but that's okay.
Nope.
Well, Julian, I know you didn't even try, so.
No, I am never gonna try again. I tried enough with him. And it's like, he didn't really like. Maybe I'm just dead wrong about this, but it's not like he's still really in the zeitgeist. Like, no one's really still talking about those records like they matter. Like, everyone still talks about the Fleet Foxes debut like it matters, but like,
that's,
I don't know.
It'll
definitely be on whatever Pitchfork bullshit list they put out next. That's like best albums of.
Yeah, but so will Fleet Foxes.
Yeah, but the other people still like Fleet Foxes too.
I think we might be in different echo chambers, but I don't.
Yeah, I
think it's hard to say that. I think Fleet Foxes and Father John Misty are pretty in the same spot of whatever zeitgeist, which is.
I've barely heard anyone talk about Father John lately.
Well,
and
I've
that's
heard anybody
great news
you guys
to me.
Talk about Fleet Foxes lately.
Oh man, see, that's the thing. I know so many people that still.
I haven't heard much Fleet Fox chatter.
Yeah,
maybe it's just my echo chamber.
Fleet Foxes is the opposite of Father John Misty, where there's just zero cynicism, and it's like,
it's very earnest music.
Hung around the campfire and harmonized.
I don't know, if you listen to Crack Up, it's like one of the most depressing albums of all time, but it's not like tongue in cheek in any way.
Well, maybe I like it a little tongue in cheek.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, Father John.
If I want some tongue in cheek, I'm gonna go over to Colin's house.
I like that. That was funny.
Thanks.
Witty.
Well, hopefully, the only thing that makes me, the one thing I worried about was that Julia was going to hear you playing Father John Misty and say it was making her ears bleed. So
I had it on my headphones, but I know she feels the same way about Father John Misty, because we both got equally sick of Total Entertainment Forever and Pure Comedy when that album came out.
He has a lot better songs than that, but.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying it painted her view as well.
That's okay. I tried, and when I'm at the pearly gates and they said, you're like, you get in because you truly understood Father John Misty's music, whereas other people passed it off.
No, they're gonna say, Connor, you worshipped false idols. Dude's not even a pastor.
No, they're going to say the real false idol this whole time was the Fleet Foxes. And that's why God made Father John Misty leave and start his own shit.
Answered for their sins.
He couldn't even play drums in Fleet Foxes, a band where there's like no drums. That's cool.
Or he was probably like, I'm tired of this boring ass bullshit. I'm going to go write some songs that are funny and good. That's what he did.
It is funny to imagine him like in the songwriting sessions for Fleet Foxes, like really writing about little gnomes running through the forest with scarves on their neck. The fuck are we talking about?
I don't really care for that Fleet Foxes, if we're being honest. I'm more of like a later Fleet Foxes guy.
Well,
but that was after Father John Misty left.
I never listened to. Yeah, he left like before they were even big, right?
No, I know. Yeah, he left like after LP1. I'm pretty sure.
It's not hard to believe that he did not last long in Fleet Foxes. You're like, I can imagine I think he needed to be the front man in whatever band he was.
Definitely
gonna be
a front
in.
man, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, why is our drummer being such a dick all the time about everything we do?
True. Seems like a difficult dude to work with. And that's just the sense I got from listening to a lot of his songs and his lyrics. Is like, it's just a dude I don't know if I want to hang out with or be around.
I don't know if I want to hang out with him either. But
and I'm not saying that's required for me to like your music. There's a lot of like artists I like that I would find personally off-putting. But I don't know. Something about Father John Misty specifically.
Yeah,
wasn't working for me.
He's so good at being like really annoying. Like, I don't know. I feel annoyed just thinking about him right now, which is like a special kind of power. And like I tried to level it to like Maynard James Keenan too from Tool, because it's like that dude. I hate thinking about him and all his whiny little bullshit. But it's just like, don't be such a whiny little baby. Like, grow up.
Julian, you know what?
Grow
You're
up.
a little whiny baby. Why don't you grow up?
Yeah, I'm not writing a whole fucking album and making fucking everyone listen to it, putting it on their fucking iPhone 3.
That's because you're the drummer. The God, somebody found didn't give you a mic at either of your bands. But sorry, that was mean.
Julian does make. Am I spoiling anything when I say you make your singing debut on a song coming up?
No one listens to this.
Do you mind me say?
No one's gonna know.
People
listen, Julian. People listen.
My mom will be excited to hear that.
There you go.
Julian, are you a Rage Against the Machine fan?
Yeah, I kinda. I don't really like Tom Morello that much anymore.
I was gonna ask if you ever go back and
didn't like his takes on Palestine.
Oh, does he have bad takes on Palestine?
No, he is. He's on the right side. I'm saying Julian's
I would
real.
say that would be really. But it is funny, like, or I was gonna see if you went back and listened to like Know Your Enemy ever, and then you just get pissed off when that Maynard James Keenan part comes in.
No.
There's a Maynard James Keenan part on Rage.
Yeah,
I never clocked that.
Like early Rage on Know Your Enemy.
Yeah, Know Your Enemy. I don't think it's like not really a thing that I associate with old Maynard. It's like only the new Maynard stuff.
Yeah, I don't listen to any new Tool. So
well, it's like
keep it that way.
I mean, there isn't even new Tool to talk about really, but like the Pussifer is kind of tainted. Even like the Perfect Circle stuff is pretty tainted.
Pussifer is tainted.
The Pussifer is tainted.
We got tainted Pussifer. Yeah, I'm just like I like Anima, Undertow, Lateralus, up to like 10,000 Days. That's where my Tool. That's when I stopped listening to Tool.
10,000 Days is so good.
10,000 Days is fucking good. There's a band in Santa Barbara that's super good called False Puppet, who I think I've shouted out before on this pod, but they do like half originals, half covers. They're a 3-piece, but one of those bands that just you're like, how are these guys make this much fucking noise out of a 3-piece? They're sick. They're all really good musicians. Their drummer's sick. Their singer guitarist is really good, and the bassist also rips. And they've been playing together since they were like 12. So
nice.
They're super dialed.
That definitely has a lot to do with it.
Yep. And they're all just sick musicians, but they do a cover of The Pot that is sick. And like that's not an easy song. Well, any song by Tool is not an easy song to play with 3 dudes or in general, but like they nail it. They nail it so perfectly. The first time I saw them and I was like, oh shit, they're playing Tool right now. Like that's respect to them, especially because nobody knows.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tool cover.
I mean, like nobody.
Only like 46 and 2.
Yeah, somebody showed me a Humphreys McGee 46 and 2. That's pretty good.
That's crazy.
That's the only song I ever heard by them. Somebody was trying to get me into them, and they were like, "Well, you like Tool? Here's a Tool cover." And I was like, "Well, I like this, but I don't think you're gonna get me into a band."
Do they do a lot more of this?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get me into a band by showing me them covering another band I like.
Yeah,
like this just makes you want to go listen to more Tool.
Yeah, this one's the exception to the rule. Let us show you the exception.
Yeah. You're like, oh wow, let me listen to how much they sound like Tool, and it's like sick. Not quite as much like Tool as Tool does, though.
Yeah,
not
Let's
as
go
much as
listen to Tool again.
Have you ever seen Tool
Yeah.
live?
No, I'd love to.
I almost got to go to the last Pepsi Center show, but ended up having an obligation.
The tickets are so expensive for Tool shows.
Yeah,
They really are, dude. That one was crazy pricey.
When they were at Pepsi Center on that Fear Inoculum tour, I was just like, you know what? I'm not enough into Tool to like spend this much money.
Yeah, Fear Inoculum sucked anyway.
But yeah, go back and listen to Know Your Enemy again, Colin, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that is Maynard James Keenan for sure.
I'm gonna do that now. Cue it up
right now.
I meant cue it up.
Oh, okay.
Well, Connor, we had the opportunity, Julian and I, to talk about some new stuff that we've been listening to and enjoying in the last episode. Anything new that you want to call out? Or not even crazy new, just anything 2026?
Let's scroll what I've been spinning. Not a ton. I'm still, not finger on the pulse. But as very recent, we've got that new Kneecap is good.
Oh yeah.
Have you listened to that yet? You've been spinning that?
I actually listened to several of the songs today at the gym.
It's definitely the best work they've done. They did like the Fenian Kunst. They did the perfect amount of like maturing. Where, like,
yeah, true.
They matured enough to where it's good. They still got their fire, but it's just everything's a little less. Some of their old stuff could be a little cringy sometimes, and this one's just a little more mature. The production is sick. DJ Provi is on one the whole record, and they just sound like they've kind of dialed in their craft a little bit more, and they've still got that fire. And yeah, after all the shit that they've been through the last couple of years, it's pretty cool to hear it all kind of coming out in a record.
Yeah,
they're just I'm proud of them because I just love them so much for what they're one of the bands I got into more for kind of what they stood for than their actual music. And now that their music's getting so good too, it's like, oh, I'm proud of this. This is great.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely spin that album if you haven't yet. What else did I think last time we were on, I talked about that Baby Keem. That's the other one I've been into a lot this year. But yeah, besides that, it's starting to look like I haven't listened to much. 40 Feet Tall. I sent you that band, right?
Oh, you did. I really liked that album.
That album, Clean the Cage, came out last year, but I had not come across my desk. Listened to that a lot. I've
been meaning to listen to that more. I had that. Cute.
Sturgill.
Yeah, dude, I still haven't listened to the new Johnny Blue Skies.
Is that me or is that you? Oh, that's me. Whoops. I just started playing a song. Yeah, definitely. You gotta spend 10. I haven't got the vinyl, but he put it on iTunes, so I bought it. Worth the $10. Super good.
Let me just see how much the record is right now.
Yeah, or just get the vinyl. But it's I downloaded it. I'll probably still get the vinyl, but I want to be able to listen to it on my phone. But that is a banger. Super funky. Does a cover of Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time, which actually might be my favorite song on the album.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm super. He's coming back to Santa Barbara in September. Fired up for that. And then after enough listens, I probably still like the first Johnny Blue Skies record more, but I mean that was my album of the year, 2024. So
yeah,
this one's a little bit more fun, but it's very, very good. Been on repeat. And then that new 9 Inch Noise has been on repeat for me as well, especially at the gym. If you're looking for a good biking or skiing or gym album, Colin, that's one to listen
right on.
to. Did you ever?
I'll cue it up.
Yeah, you ever listen to Boys Noise before?
Yeah.
So it's just like them kind of remixing a bunch of classic Nine Inch Nails songs.
9 Inch Nails.
And so they're just like a little, and they've been touring together. I heard those shows have been crazy. I would love to go to one of those shows, but yeah, it's just kind of like a little heavier electronic-y Nine Inch Nails, but that's a hype album. Super good. So
Oh yeah.
that's been mostly what's been on my queue. I'm sure I've been missing some stuff. I'll need to play some catch up for sure. But new Vince Staples single is really good. I'm excited for that new album to come out.
I've not listened to the single yet.
It's a little like,
We'll check it out.
kind of feels like, did you listen to the new A$AP Rocky album at all?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it was hit or miss. It had some bangers. Was definitely not a no skips type of deal, but they had that punk rocky song, which I didn't love. I always respect that A$AP will try new shit. It doesn't always hit,
for sure.
But that
sure.
one, this new Vince single is kind of like a better executed version of punk rocky. It's like it's kind of a guitar driven track, but it's I don't know, I think that Staples is just maybe a little more artistically inclined than Rocky. So and he's been one of my favorites. He'll make multiple appearances on my favorite albums of the 2020s list for sure. So
Yeah.
looking forward to his new album. Comes out in like June maybe, but yeah, that's what's been up there for me.
June 5th. Crybaby.
Besides
Blackberry Marmalade
Father
is a
John
single.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Put it on the queue. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Quite good.
Well, right on, boys. Julian, anything else to say?
Oh, one more. Do you guys like the new Strokes single?
Nope.
No?
I like it.
It's mid, but they have a history of putting out mid singles.
They do.
I don't like it at all. I think it's very bad.
You think it's very bad? I didn't think it was bad. That was quite listenable.
I think it's
very
bad.
listenable.
I thought it was not listenable. I didn't finish it.
But even my buddy Frankie, shout out Frankie, he'll probably listen to this. But also in another local band, the Framers, who I've shouted out on this pod before. But
Oh yeah, you sent me the Framers. Shout out
Yes.
Framers. Cool.
Shout out to Framers from Santa Barbara. But my boy Frankie from the Framers is like probably the biggest Strokes fan I've ever met. And even he was like, yeah, it's mid, but he's said their last single for their last album was mid too, and he loved that album. So we'll see. And they also, I respected the hell out of their Coachella set when they had all the shit flashing on their screen. That was ballsy.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, their Coachella
shout out
set
to
was
Strokes.
wild.
I still fuck with the Strokes.
What was the first single from New Abnormal? Do you remember?
I don't, but Frankie would know, but he said it was mid, whatever it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. I loved the New Abnormal. That album's great.
I need to dive more into that. I've been listening to that's Ode to the Mets song is so good.
I was just about to say, Ode to the Mets is
Mhm.
fantastic.
I've been like slowly getting more and more into the Strokes, and they do have been listening to what's the one from like 2006?
Razor.
Got like the prism thing going.
Yeah.
through it.
It's something. I should know this. Oh no! First Impressions of Earth. First Impressions of
Yeah.
Earth.
That one's got some good songs on it. Yeah, Strokes are good. I like the Strokes.
It has the song Razor
dive
Blade
on.
on it, which is where I was getting confused.
Yeah. Heartbeat. Oh, we were talking about this because I was talking about Heartbeats in the Cage, and then you told me that Bluegrass cover, and I did like that too. So we've been over this. But
Julian, who would you rather hang out with, Julian Casablancas or Father John Misty?
Oh God.
Julian Casablancas
Okay.
by a thin margin.
Would you be cool with him, or would you kind of act like,
I'd be like,
stuck up?
I hate everything you've ever done, but other than that, what's up, dude?
You just
How's
hate
it
you don't
going?
like the
How are
Strokes
you?
at all?
Nope.
Really?
So
Not
crazy.
even. Yeah. I
They
don't feel
suck.
like I don't know.
So
Not
boring.
even like anything off of Is This It?
Nope. Boring.
Not
Puts me to
one.
sleep.
Not one song.
Nope.
Not Reptilia.
If I want to hear like 2 chords played badly, I'll throw my guitar down the stairs.
What about 1251? A good one.
I don't know that one.
Well, so
Well, maybe you should watch the music video. It's a cool music video.
Nope. I got stuff going on.
Fine.
Yeah.
You know what's good that I kind of slept on for a while is that Haley Williams solo album. Did either of you boys check that out ever? Ego Death. It's not like all great, but it's all pretty good, and some of it's like pretty great. I've been really enjoying that one lately.
I do fuck with Paramore. I finally got into that After Laughter Paramore album.
After Laughter is great.
That was one that I like heard a lot about when I came out, and I was like, man, I don't know. And then it was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah,
Paramore.
it's
Do you guys know the band Failure?
That sounds familiar.
I didn't really know them. Nathan Sonnenberg, shout out Nathan, sent me the new Failure album, Location Lost. It just reminded me because there's a Haley Williams feature on that, the second song.
That's cool. Okay. I'll check it out.
But yeah, good album. Actually, the first song had, to me, some U2 influence.
Oh.
Take a listen. It's called Crash Test Delayed. Take a listen. Let me know if you agree.
I will. I'll put it on these cans as soon as
very slight U2 influence. Oh yeah. Well, let's go ahead and call it an ep then.
Wait,
I think we've covered enough ground.
You reminded me I need to update that playlist, Colin, and unfortunately, if it's not there yet, there's going to be probably a good chunk of Father John Misty songs going into the mix there. So,
well, I'll be curious to see what you think deserves to be amongst the best recorded songs in musical history.
Well, give it a spin. Let me know what you think. Let me know if anything pops up that you didn't know.
I am. This is gonna be my main listen, your playlist for the next several weeks.
Yeah.
So
if you start now, you can listen to the whole thing before the weekend.
I will. I'm gonna start now. Listen to the whole thing before the weekend.
And don't sleep. 31 hours.
Don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Well, next up is start preparing your 2010s list. We're doing top 10.
Should we, I'll start with 10. It might be hard to do 10. I might have to make that a 20 burger. It's just the one.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to do 20 every year, but I could definitely do 20 for the decade, especially a decade when I was actually listening to new music. So
yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
We'll do 20. And then if you have energy after that, we could try to do songs too.
Oh, I like that. All right. I'll start working and
right.
Let me know when you want to do it. But thanks for having me on, boys. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, man. Much love. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next
Cheers.
one.
Peace.
Peace, love, and Cadzo.
It's podcadzo.